About a year ago, I asked the question of whether or not True Linkswear had created the perfect golf shoe. And we took a look at the OG Feel and compared it against the OG 1.2, or the original 1.2 rather. These were my first pair of True Linkswear shoes, and I still really like them. I picked these up thinking they might just be the perfect shoe, and came to the conclusion that if they were, I would go buy 10 pairs of them and just never worry about buying another pair of shoes. Unfortunately, they weren't. The first issue for me is they're just a little too flexy. That's not a major thing, actually. The bigger thing with these is this heel cup area. And you've got to wear a sock with these, or this thing will just shred kind of your Achilles area. So not quite. However, I recently picked up this pair of True LUX Hybrid. Sorry, so many shoes to remember. True LUX Hybrids. And we're really close with these guys. So I'm asking the question again, has True Linkswear created the perfect golf shoe? The answer is not quite. Super close though. And I really do like these shoes. These are now my go-to shoes. I've got 8 or 9 rounds that I kind of lost track with these under my belt, and I am a huge fan of them. They are super comfortable. First things first, they completely fixed that heel cup issue. This thing is super comfortable. You can see how that's just way different than the one on the OG Feel. You can wear them without socks, which I do a lot if I'm just practicing, which you can't with these guys. They are waterproof, which is great, which brings them closer to the original 1.2, which these are like super waterproof. I haven't like played in the rain or anything. I don't really like playing in the rain, so I haven't played in the rain with them or anything, but these are very different shoes as well from like the original 1.2 or even the OG Feel. Both of the other shoes are a zero rise shoe, meaning the footbed is flat. It's not like most shoes where it kind of leans up towards the heel a little bit. And that can take a little bit of getting used to. Although once you do, I think they're super comfortable. I have some hiking boots and I've been hiking in zero rise shoes for a while. These guys are not zero rise. So there is a little bit of the footbed is a little bit higher than the toe bed. I think that is going to just bring it to more people. More people are going to put them on and feel instantly comfortable. If you don't know that these are zero rise, they're going to feel funny at first, and that's really probably why. These don't have that sort of real traditional thing. The other thing that's very different about them is the toe box. You can see the original 1.2 kind of has this, I've gotten the clown shoe comment. I know Ryan Moore used to get claim, people would say he was wearing clown shoes because of the shape of the toe box, which is really comfortable because it's really wide. These don't really have that. I don't have super wide feet, but these are plenty wide for me and super comfortable. They are much more breathable. I've had people ask me about these in particular. Are they hot? Yes, they are. If it's super hot and you're playing in really hot conditions, your feet are going to get hot in these because they just don't breathe very well, because the main focus with these is make them waterproof. These are not waterproof. They breathe really well, but they're a little too flexible. So these have a sort of mesh top here. They are supposed to be waterproof. I've never really played in the rain with them, but they're supposed to be super waterproof. I have stepped in puddles and been on wet grass and stuff like that. I've never had any issues with them. What I really like about these shoes and why I think they're a really nice blend between the two is they have a fair amount of stability. And I really like that when I'm playing golf. If I'm just walking around, like I'll use these, sometimes I'll work out in these guys. If I'm just walking around or doing a workout or something like that, I don't really mind having the super flexy shoe. But when I'm hitting a golf ball, I want the max stability. And this whole like upper area here is super stable. If I was gonna knock these shoes, and the reason why I don't think they're not quite perfect, but they're super close, this is a great shoe, is this area looks like it's mesh, like the OG Feel, but it's not. It's actually like pretty rigid, okay? I'd love to see that be a little bit more just flexible and have a little bit more movement in the toe box and breathe better. But they focused on the waterproofness. So I kind of get that. So if you had this more breathable with all this stability, like this is super stable. This whole upper section, super stable, very much like the original 1.2. I'm just also noticing they're considerably lighter than the original 1.2. These are super, super light, but they're also much lighter, which I hadn't really noticed until I sat down to film this video or stood up to film this video. I don't think they're necessarily the best looking golf shoe. And you know, this one kind of has that toe box issue that I talked about earlier. They're just, you know, they're a little, you know, soccer dad. Like maybe you got a minivan or something. So not the best looking shoe for sure, but my favorite pair of shoes so far from True Linkswear. I really do like these shoes. I think this is an excellent shoe. I think it's a very nice compromise between the two. And if I was just gonna go buy one pair, these would be the pair that I would buy. I also kind of like this gray color. I got the gray because I already had a pair of white ones. I already had a pair of black shoes, so I went with gray. Again, I don't think that's, and I put white laces on them. I don't necessarily think that's the best looking golf shoe, but it is a super functional golf shoe. It's very comfortable, breathes pretty well, much better than the original 1.2. The only issue I had with it was when I first got them, there was a part here, I can kind of show you. There was a part right here on the tongue, this little guy right here that kind of gets bunched up. See that? It was really rubbing on my right foot when I first got them, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to send these back. But thought, let me just give it a little bit, see if I can break them in. I mean, it was within a couple days that went away. I've just kind of wearing them around the house, seeing if I wanted to keep them or not, so I didn't get them all dirty. You know, I could just send them back because they just have been like walking around on my floors at home. That went away really, really quickly. So that would be the one thing I might tell somebody, like, hey, if that happens, it might just go ahead and break in for you. But it did happen for me, and that broke in pretty quickly. So do we have the perfect golf shoe? I don't think so. I think they could be a little bit better looking. Do we have like a really nice functional golf shoe here that seems to be good for all kinds of play because it's either waterproof or relatively waterproof? Again, I haven't tested that. And very, very comfortable. If you don't like that zero rise feel of most of the other Linkswear shoes, True Linkswear shoes, these are really nice compromise, and they're gonna feel like a traditional, almost running shoe, like right out of the gate. I have also started doing some of my workouts in these. I do a lot of workouts barefoot too, but if I'm just going to hit balls, I'm gonna go play golf. These are the guys I'm wearing because I think they've made a really awesome shoe here, and I'm a huge fan. And lately, I've just been getting a lot of comments about the video where I was talking about these two. So I wanted, and what I've been telling people is check these guys out. So check these guys out. All right, that's all I got for you now. I hope that's helpful. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. Happy to answer.